It was evening. Henry looked at his wristwatch, 6:11 p.m. to be exact, and he was home again. Work hours were over. But unlike other days, this day was not the same, oh no, for he had a very important news to tell his wife. As always, his wife has made dinner and set up the table. His 8-year-old son was sitting with them too. Henry had something very important to tell to his wife Lucy, but he could not tell it in front of their 8-year-old son. So he waited little Kev to finish his dinner and go to his room to play. Now that he and his wife Lucy were alone, he directly and without any introduction said, "I want a divorce." Lucy was shocked, stopped eating, put down her fork. She said, "What?" She knew things between them wasn't as sweet and intimate as before, but divorce, that was a whole another thing. Henry simply repeated, "Yes, I want a divorce, it is best for both of us." Lucy stared at him for a few seconds, surprised, then started to get emotional about it, and understandably so. But Henry seemed determined, and not prone to discuss nor change his mind. He didn't even give any detailed reasons about it. He didn't tell his wife of over 12 years that at work he was having an affair with a new girl, an employee named Jane. Lucy started tearing up, crying, then went to her bedroom. Henry later saw her laying in bed weeping. He didn't try to comfort her nor say anything. He already made up his mind. He wanted Jane, and not his wife anymore. He only told his wife Lucy that she can keep the house, the car, and some money. In return she should sign the divorce papers. But Lucy didn't reply anything. She was very sad. Next day at work, Jane asked Henry how did his wife take the news? Henry replied, "As expected, she cried." Jane laughed a bit and they both assured each other that Lucy will get used to the new situation in time. Later that evening, as Henry returned home from work, his wife this time seemed more calm, much calmer than yesterday, serene. She was sitting at the dinner table with a paper at her side. She gestured Henry to sit by her side, and told him, "Okay, I will give you the divorce you want as you asked." Henry got delighted, but Lucy continued, "But I don't want neither the home, nor the car, nor money." Henry was surprised, and said, "Then what do you want?" Lucy gave Henry the paper she was keeping by her side and said, "This," and continued. She said, "I want you to give me 1 month time notice before we divorce. And also every morning you have to carry me from our bedroom to our living room." Henry didn't say anything but was surprised by her soon-to-be ex-wife's bizarre requests, but nodded in agreement. Then Lucy added one thing, "Our son during this month shall not know that we will divorce. You can tell him after 1 month, but during this month we shall keep the news between us only." Henry again silently nodded in agreement. The next day at work, Jane asked Henry what happened, and if Lucy finally signed the divorce papers. Henry instead told Jane about what conditions his wife requested, including carrying her from bedroom to living room every morning. Jane laughed wholeheartedly. "What trick does she think she is doing? Does she really think she will win you over with such tricks? What a fool!" Henry agreed and said, "Well, it's just for a month anyway. Then it's over and we get rid of her." And so it began the next day and the next. Every morning Henry carried his soon-to-be ex-wife from the bedroom to the living room. Their son saw them, and cheered happily saying, "Papa loves Mummy." At the first few days nothing changed. Henry felt nothing. But as the days went by, something inside him started to feel. He smelled the sweet smell of his wife as he carried her. He started to remember the sweet old days when they first got married and were madly in love. But he kept his inner feelings to himself, didn't say anything either to Jane or Lucy. He even noticed how much lighter his wife felt in his hands. It's like she lost weight from all the stress. But he started to look forward to every morning, carrying his wife in his arms, feeling her gentleness, and their son happy cheering on. He started to have second thoughts about the divorce, and as the month near end, he went to Jane and honestly told her that he was the fool. He had forgotten his wife's true worth. The way they grew old together, have wrinkles, he forgot the intimacy and connection that they really shared. He told Jane, "I no longer want a divorce, I want my wife back." At this, Jane got furious and slapped Henry and left, her face red and in anger. Henry didn't care. He left work early that day, went to the florist to buy her wife's favorite flowers, lilies, something he hadn't done in a long time. He quickly went home happy, so that he can apologize to his lovely loyal wife and rekindle their relationship. He opened their home door, quickly ran up the stairs to their bedroom and entered, only to find his wife on bed and dead. He was shocked to his core. Turns out his wife was battling cancer since few months, and that's why she had lost weight, not because of stress. His wife loved him and didn't want to die while he divorced her. Their son would have hated his father forever if that had happened, but instead she put forth those divorce terms, so that their son can see the good side of the man she married, carrying her every day in love to the living room. At this, Henry collapsed on his knees, started sobbing.